Hi, we're going to be fitting a number of doors today, and we're putting brand new doors into old openings. Now the place has just been recarpeted, so we're going to put dust sheets on it, and we'll put a brand new dust sheet on it. Look at the dust sheet. So we're going to spread this out, and we'll show you dust sheets when we've laid them out, and then we're going to put an older dust sheet on it as well and set up some kit. So we've got bedroom doors, 1, 2, 3 bedroom doors, and in here we've got old doors. So these original doors are going to go back in place, but because we've had a new carpet on the place, the doors need to be trimmed on the bottom. Also, not happy with the original way of the doors opening, doesn't make sense, so we're going to change the doors around so that they open out this way. That'll be us today.
Okay.
Dust sheet this out as much as we possibly can. However, when you use dust sheets and you're doing doors, you can't have a dust sheet under the door because it raises too much. So you can put a Corex underneath it, which will help. Otherwise, it just goes on the carpet and a hoover up afterwards. So I want to check how level these old door frames are, because houses move over time and a lot of the times the frames are out. So we'll put a laser level on it and see how accurate they are. Because if we want all the door handles the same and we want to keep the tops the same, the bottoms we won't mind so much. We want to check the top of the frame first. So if we look up and see the top of this frame and we get that laser level up to this point and we look around, we can see that is nowhere near level anything else. So the whole place is shifted that direction because there was movement in this house, or subsidence. So if we pull this down, we can now get level above your point of view is level. When you look at this one's out by nearly 20 mil. That's a big distance. Yeah, 22 mil on that side. And we've got to get that out of our way. We're looking at 15 on that side. So we've got a decision on what to make. How do we sort out these doors? It'll depend on what the door frames look like, what the actual doors look like, and where the cross piece is that will get them level. The other thing that we want to check for is the hinge side of the door. So originally the hinge side of this door was over here. So when the door opened into the room, it would have given some privacy. But nowadays, we don't really want that. However, the light switch is set up for that setup. But the clients want to get more furniture in here and it's too much to walk around the doors. So we're going to make this the hinge side. However, quite often the hinge side is not actually that straight because this is the catch side. So we're going to put the laser on it and see how straight that is. And we'll try and get that to work properly on the hinge side so we're not taking too much off the door. So we put a laser line up to it, and thankfully that's pretty plumb straight down. So that's good. So we're going to go with that one. We can see up the top and down the bottom that we've got a fairly straight line there. There's a few dents in here, but once we catch the hinges on some decent parts, that'll be good for us. So we'll check all the doors on that, and then we'll go and check the doors for the proper measurements. Because they're new doors, they're actually too big for the frames, so they need to be cut down. So we can see on this door, on this hinge side, we're pretty much on the point here, but up here we're a good 10-12 mil out. So with that, we're going to have to compensate that on the door, partly with the hinges. We'll try and compensate it, and we'll try and plane a bit off the back of the door on here as well to make that fit. But we'll try and get our hinges in the right places to get our door to swing nicely. So we can see that this says it's 5 mil each side trimmable. So let's put the door in the frame and see whether that's doable or not. So if we put this door in this frame, it's very high. So we need to cut a lot off the top, off the bottom. And when we put it in here, you'll be able to see from back there. And it goes out, you'll be able to see that.
Yeah.
It goes out past the architrave. So this door is 838 mil, and the opening is 800, so 19 mil off of each side, but they recommend that you take 5, so that's an extra 14 on either side. We're going to have to cut the door and see if that will work, and if it does, well and good. If not, we can already tell by the weight of the door it's a hollow door, so quite likely it's not big enough. It's going to be too weak afterwards. The client is aware of this and they may need to be changing the door afterwards, but they want us to check this first door first. So we'll get this cut up and we'll see what it looks like when it fits in to the slot properly. So on the bottom of the door, or the top of the door, on the bottom of the door, we can see the timber batten that they have inside this frame. So this is what the door is made of. It's got a top bit, and then inside, then each of the side, we've got the stiles, and that's how much timber is in it. So it's approximately the same on the other side. Now they say 5 mil, so that would be to there. But we're going to be taking about 19 off, which will leave us with about 7 mil of timber. Not an awful lot to get a lock in, but it is doable. So we're going to try and do that. It's only for one of the doors of the 3, and the rest will be slightly less to take out. But inside these doors, it's really just cardboard paper. But that's one way to check. At least we have just enough, so we will cut it up and see how it looks. So these are the new doors, and we're going to set up our rails to be able to cut quite a bit off of this. Now, the joys of this is when you're in a shop or it's all brand new, it's nice and straightforward. You have nice straight lines to work towards, but when you're doing refurbs, you don't always have the straight lines. So none of these door frames are actually straight, but we're going to have to do our best to make them fit. 800. So we're taking 38 off, that's 19 either side, plus we need a couple of mil. So at the moment we need to cut 19 off of that. My favourite marking out tool, combination square. So we want a rail saw to cut down 35 mil. We don't want to go on much more than that, but we don't want it short either, so we'll put that down to about 38. So cutting through old doors, you can't always tell where they're going to be nails. So we got one and went right through the nail on that one. So we're fitting in a door after decorating, and the paint is on so heavy that it's catching the door now. And there's also new carpet. So we've trimmed the bottom so the door will open and close, but now it doesn't fit into the opening because it's too much paint. So we've taken off the hinges and we're going to trim this side a small amount, 5 mil, and that will pull the whole door across then, and that will be easier to fit in. So that's one tip that you can do. So with a sharp chisel, I don't like putting my hand, you never put your hand in front of the chisel, and even holding it that way, it's still not worth the risk. So get your elbow and hold the door if it's not on a stand. I'm kind of rushing this one. You shouldn't be rushing it. And you hold it there and put the chisel here. Both hands are behind that chisel. So that's been cleaned up. We've got that done. We're going to put that one up to it. That's the old hinge. That's fairly smooth. That's going to work all right on that one. So at least we're reusing that. And that's it. Okay, thanks Hugo.